did like 15 different impressions and a couple original characters. I tried to give the people of the show as big a range as possible. I think I did Donald Trump saying happy birthday to Frankenstein at Mar-a-Lago. I did Bobby Flay teaching you how to eat sushi. Michael Rappaport. I was Anoni, the singer Anoni. I'm a big fan of. So
Some of the show was really crazy.
Oh yeah, that's the show.
We
really
needed an Anoni after Parnell left. I really just did my stand-up, but I tried to lean more on bits that kind of were character-y or more act-outy, and yeah, I just did my stand-up. Didn't really try to do anything other than that.
Yeah, you take what you do and you try to make it work for what you know the show does.
A hoot! What are you, an owl? Ha ha! Oh, Dad. I'm a big Will Forte fan, and probably my favorite sketch of him is that Spelling Bee sketch.
Yeah.
I think it's so simple, it's so like perfect, it's like funny without having like any jokes. It is just like such a funny idea, and he is being so funny, and it's just taking it and playing it to the extreme, stretching it out so long. That's kind of everything I like in comedy, is overstaying your welcome and just driving something into the ground.
And for me, it'd be Astronaut Jones starring Tracy Morgan. Doesn't get better than that.
RKTBTF business.
Will Forte, that's my man.
Oh, man.
He's the GOAT for me.
It changes all the time. I personally am trying to like emulate so many different people I love on the show, from like Phil Hartman and Daryl Hammond to like Bill Hader and Fred Armisen. Even Maya Rudolph is like a North Star for me. So
everyone knows it's my birthday!
I'd love Brian Cox to host.
Yeah.
I think he would be super funny. I feel like that's my favorite kind of host, kind of an actor with real gravitas and like professional training. That is like the best kind of host, because every joke you make them say is so funny because it's coming out of their mouth.
With like so much commitment and so much weight behind
Just
it.
him talking about something stupid is gonna inherently be funny because it's Brian Cox with his gravitas and impact talking about that.
Oh yeah, I love when you get a classically trained actor who is you're just giving them the dumbest lines to say with the utmost conviction. Chris Walken is a perfect
Everything
example
he
of what
says
we're
is
talking
funny
about.
because it's Chris Walken.
Yeah.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
You know, I really got along with Owen Wilson. He's a Texas boy. You know, I love all those movies he made, whether it was in like his big like studio comedies with Ben Stiller or like Wes Anderson movies he wrote. So that was exciting for me, and that was my first episode. So that was just kind of like a whirlwind, really, that week.
I had a bunch of favorites, but a recent one that I really liked was Io Debris, who's going to be in the 50th, because she just, it was like, oh, you should be a cast member. Like, when somebody comes, there's good hosts who it's like, you're a good host and you're a host, and then there's people who it's like, oh, you're a good host and you should do this show.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about Io. Like, just had great instincts, had characters ready to go, and just like got it, and was super funny because she is a comedian. So yeah.
I felt that way about Oscar Isaac too. I thought it was so cool having Oscar Isaac around because he was so funny, could have been a cast member, and I was really on my best behavior. I didn't bring up Star Wars until long after the show was over. You know, at the after party.
And then you cornered him, and
then I cornered him.
Kind of spat on him a little bit.
And I was kind of spitty. I was frothing. Yeah.
Hey, you get your fat ass on my lap.
I did a sketch, it was like a weekend update, I think my second year, where I was like an animal trainer coming out to do an animal segment like, you know, you would see on late night talk shows. And I had an octopus who was gonna predict the winner of a football game that was coming up, but instead he just predicted that I was gonna die in 7 days. And I just this whole bit was me coming to terms with the fact that I was gonna die. And it was just kind of it's kind of a Forte type thing. It's kind of dark and weird and
Yeah.
not really playing jokes, but playing a funny thing, you know?
And then for me, it would have been playing present-day Bob Dylan on the red carpet for Complete Unknown. That was that
was a great
felt
one.
like a real coup to like pull that off.
You
because
looked so much like Bob Dylan, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
really
I hope I don't
transformed.
start getting stalked by hippie nerds.
A tiny tiramisu. Oh, you're testing me, Bono, like Job, a Christ in the wilderness.
I did it on my first show.
Yeah.
They really threw me into the freaking deep end on that show. I got to do it on my first show. That was very surreal.
You had a great first episode. One of the best first episodes I think somebody's ever had.
mean,
I
you're saying-
really don't remember what my first one was. You know, I was playing some random senator, or some random rep in the back of some hearing, and I really do not remember.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I don't remember.
Oh, you just say it so much. It's just like you don't even remember.
Yeah, you know.
Oh,
Present
man.
company included.
Ugh. Andrew
Kenan
really
Thompson.
makes me
Oh,
giggle. Keenan, you dolt.
No, James Austin Johnson. He's my bud.
Yeah, and I love
He's
Andrew.
my
Dismukes.
number one collaborator at the show, and he cracks me up.
Yeah, and then that Sarah Sherman really gets me going.
Yeah, she's a
Silly.
nut.
What a nut, yeah. And then she's goth.
She's goth, and we
She's
like
goth
that.
and she's punk, and we love it.